you want to tell me. Just tell me. Is there something you want to tell me?
Is there something you want to hear?
The first thing I wanted to ask you about is the audition process, because I was reading that you were pursuing the role. And can you talk a little bit about sort of what it was like to audition for such, an incredible character?
Absolutely. I actually wasn't planning on auditioning for Moana at first. I was a freshman in high school when most of the auditions were happening for this character, and I was focusing on high school, thank you very much. That was confusing for me, and I just knew that, school came first. As it turned out, though, as fate would have it, my friends and I actually auditioned for something totally separate during the same time of the year. And through that audition with my friends, I got to audition for Moana, and it's kind of crazy how it worked out. I was the last girl to audition on the last day of casting. I've grown up on an island all my life like Moana does. It's a little uncanny, our similarities.
Can you talk a little bit about what the character of Moana means to you?
This film is inspired by the Polynesian culture, and I'm Polynesian. I'm of Hawaiian descent, and I love this film. I will admit, before working on this film, I was a little bit wary of how it would work. I think anyone who hears that a film would be inspired by their culture, they want it to be done right. And I can honestly say that I'm so proud of this film. I'm proud of the character. She's beautiful, tenacious, bold. She's the heroine of her own story, and she inspires me.
And working with two incredible filmmakers who have an amazing track record with Disney, and Ron Clements and John Musker. I mean, The Little Mermaid and Aladdin. I mean, they create whole new worlds, pun intended. Was working with them vital in sort of creating this performance and this character?
Absolutely. This is my first ever film. Working with them was incredible. And they also made me feel right at home, which I really appreciated. I definitely had a learning curve in the booth. I had no idea that I'd be saying the same line 30, 40 times, depending on what they needed, but it was really incredible because they knew exactly what they needed. They knew the exact emotion. They knew how fast to say the line, how slow to say it, if I needed a little bit more of a lift in my voice, or all of those things. It changed the emotion, and they were beside me the entire way.
On top of that, you also deliver an amazing singing performance as well.
Thank you.
Can you talk about sort of gauging that vocal performance and sort of what was required from you and working with such an amazing crew, including, Lin-Manuel Miranda as well?
I remember when I first got the lyrics for my songs, I stroked the pages and I was blown away by the music. First through the lyrics with Lin-Manuel Miranda. I mean, it just takes you to that emotion, takes you to that place that Moana is at in the film. Mark Mancina, whose score just takes it to another level. I mean, Lion King, that's something that he's credited for, and it warms my heart, makes me cry every time. Once I really connected to the directors, I realized that, this film is pretty cool, and I'm working with the best people.
And it seems like they were really paying attention and being so respectful to the culture. Another thing that's so important to this movie is family and, going off on your own. And obviously at the beginning of the film, Moana is already, destined to become a princess and take care of her people. But she wants so much more than that. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing, to young girls and even boys to sort of, aspire to something of your own individual talents.
Absolutely. As a 15-year-old going on 16, I am going on my own journey of figuring out who I am and solidifying in who I am and becoming my own person. And I think that's a theme that young women, young men, young people of the world can take away, that it's important and that it's necessary to take that time and to figure out who you are. There is nothing more important than solidifying yourself in that, because while the world may change, you and who you truly are really shouldn't. And I'm inspired by her. I'm super excited for others to be as well.
I know, not every day you get a chance to meet your hero.
You are not my hero, and I'm not here so you can sign my oar.